Okay, so I'm going to do a convention review for Ohayocon 2016. I've never done a convention review before. It ended last weekend. We got back Sunday. Everything's kind of soaked in and kind of settled, and life has gotten back to somewhat normalcy, I guess. I'm over con lag. Con depression has kicked in because now we're planning in the next 4 conventions that we're going to go to. Anyways, so I'm going to jump right into Ohayocon. This was at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. Nice place. We've been there for Matsuri-Con. And at, the host hotel is the Hyatt Regency, but we stayed at the Drury Inn, which is also connected to it. A lot cheaper. Fridge, microwave in the room, free breakfast, free dinner. The dinner was actually good. I mean, it wasn't like finger foods. The one night I had dinner there was, we could do hot dogs, which were actually really good hot dogs. Or we could have done a pasta salad and baked potato, and it was still really good. Breakfast was awesome. Eggs, sausage, biscuits, gravy, what's the word I'm looking for? Little mashed potato thingies. Yeah, those things. I've drawn a blank. But so that was fun. So I'm going to jump into the convention itself. Panels. I will note right off the bat, my panel was Rejected, which was a Red vs. Blue Blood Gulch Chronicles that I had at ColossalCon, and I made it 18 plus, and I filled the room with 50, 60 people. So I got rejected for this, so I was a little salty. But there was a bunch of panels. There was a wide variety of panels. They did have a huge variety of things. So, I mean, at least you could try things out. I chose 4 of them. 2 of them were boring, and it was literally, I went to one of the Ruby panels, and it was, this is what Ruby is. This is the characters. Yes, I know all this. I'm, 3 seasons in? I know these characters. So that was a letdown. It was a huge room. Room was filled. One of the bigger panel rooms, and we were done in 5 minutes. Another panel we went to was another Ruby panel. A little bit better done. It was, they got into the characters that you really haven't seen a lot, which you have to follow RTX and podcasts and stuff like that to get the backstory on some of those characters. The problem with them was the hosts were rather annoying. I couldn't stand them. And they were this was after the cosplay contest, which I'll get to in a bit. But they're oh, we won. And my wife turned and looked at me and said, because they're the only ones in that category. So, whoop-de-doo, you won by yourself. Very energetic, but they're very annoying. And one girl couldn't pronounce any of the names correctly. So that was a bit rough to handle. What was the other panel I went to? Oh, I went to a D&D panel, which unfortunately I had to leave early for autographs. But that D&D panel was freaking awesome. I mean, it even said in the title, D&D for noobs, and boom, it was awesome. I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, I run my own games, and I learned a ton. There was another panel, I can't remember what it was, but it seemed like there was a lot of introductory panels. Obviously, I mean, put that in the title at least, or in the description saying, this is an introductory to Ruby for people who have never seen it or heard of it. Yes, that'll drive people away, but that won't make me walk 15 minutes to my room all the way across the convention, wait in line for a half hour to hear what Ruby's last name is. It's dumb. I understand. I'm okay with doing introductory panels, but put it in the title. Come on. Artist Alley, something else that we visit. We try to hit up everything, at least once. Artist Alley, it was actually, I thought, was better than the dealer's room, which I'll get into the dealer's room here in a bit. A lot of handmade stuff. It was big. A little hard to find. just because where they had the entrance at compared to everything else for the convention. But yeah, my wife got some stuff. We had some friends. They got some stuff from there. The dealer's room, it was big. It was big, and I really liked the aisles, how nice and spaced out they were because there were so many people there. It was very nice. I've been to other cons that had just as much foot traffic, but the aisles were like half as wide and sucked. But I thought the problem with the dealer's room is the variety. A lot of it seemed like every other booth, I hit the same stuff. But what I did like about this year was that I bought a figure, which is King from Seven Deadly Sins. I got him for, I think, like $32, and I saved like $6 because I got him on Saturday. And I've never bought a figure before, and I remember when we first go in the cons like 3 or 4 years ago. This little figure right here, which is awesome, would be like $80-$90. So the figures have definitely came down in price a lot, which is awesome. I wish I had more money because I would have bought the King to go with him, since those were the only 2 Seven Deadly Sins I saw. I also got a pack of free cards. I got this because Greg Ayers were there, and I got him to sign my Nagisa card, which I got the idea from my wife, who he also did the voice of Karu from Host Club. So now we have both of the Hitachi brothers with Todd Haberkorn's autograph, and I'll probably frame something like that. But I liked free. I've not seen the English version. I've seen the English cast. I've met actually some of the members of the English cast already at previous conventions, so hopefully I meet them again, and I'll try to get all of the cast members signed. I'll probably frame it and put it on my wall somewhere. So the dealer's room itself, other than the lack of vendors compared to other cons I've been to, was pretty good. The staff, especially with registry and stuff, seemed very well organized, and they were friendly. Some people I ran into had no idea what I was talking about when I asked them a question, but it happens. I mean, they're all volunteers, but for the most part, the staff was pretty good. Did get to hear a guy holler hug the wall a lot because we got stuck in a tiny area, which I'll get to in a second. I'm going down my list here. The rave. I think it started late both nights, and I don't think that room got used for anything else. It happens. I didn't go. I went to the rave. I thought I was going to go to the rave like an hour late, and I showed up nurse usually. So another thing with the rave is that, especially at the beginning, they had a limit on people because you literally felt the floor bend because it was on like the third level of the convention center. That's a terrible idea. That was scary. I would stand there and just feel my knees buckle, and I left because I did not want to be that person who falls through the floor and dies at a convention. The convention areas went from the Hyatt Regency rooms to the actual convention center itself. The only problem was how far everything really was. It was huge. I mean, like I said before, from leaving my room to get to the farthest panels, which were the 2 biggest rooms for panels, it was a 15-minute walk. It didn't help that they were doing construction, which the convention or the con itself does not have any. Man. Oh, there we go. The con itself doesn't have any control over that, but it was this one hallway, and you literally had to walk single file 2 lines both ways. So that sucked. That was a lot of standstill. On Saturday, I got Greg Ayers' autograph, and I got there about 2:10, and a staff member came up and said, "Oh, you guys can't wait in line. You guys can't even hang out in this hallway." You know, she's like, "The line starts at 2:30. I'm like, "All right, well, I'll come back at 2:30 then." I came back. I got in line, looked at my phone because the line was full, and it said 2:31 on my phone. I was not happy with that because, I had to, I couldn't wait around, but obviously other people got there early because I don't think, 40, 50 people got there exactly a minute early, especially since half of them were sitting down. They counted people off. There was a girl in front of me. Then I was the second overflow person. But then they saw two people get out of line, like two parents get out of line. So they recounted, and I was the last person in line. Okay, I was the last person in normal line. Then the person behind me started an overflow line. Well, Greg showed up 15 minutes. They counted us all, put us in a room, put us in chairs at the table, which was nice that you didn't have to stand anymore. Greg did show up 15 minutes late, probably coming from another event, which is fine and understandable. Apparently he liked to talk to people, and people really love enjoying telling him their favorite stories. And this happens at every con with huge fans. I'm like, hey, you're cool in this. Can you sign this for me? And I'm done. That's it. I've had guests try to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to talk to you. Matthew Mercer, which I met him at he kind of got his helmet up. I got an Iron Man helmet signed by him. And he tried to talk to him. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need anything else. Adios. See you later. I'm going to go do other stuff now. So being last in line, there was 6 people in front of me. Then there was 10 people left, and it hit 4 o'clock. Or no, it hit like 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I can't remember. And the staff lady was like, guys, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to sign your stuff. He's, got this other thing he's got to be to, and he's already late to that. Tell you right now, he was a sport, and he went through and signed our things real quick, and we kind of all talked to him at the same time as he was signing. Then we left. I was late for something else. Like, I missed dinner because of scheduling conflicts on Saturday, but that's my own fault. Anyways. But I'll tell you right now, if I would have waited all that time and been told to come back and then him walk out and me not get an autograph, I'll tell you right now, I would have burned that place to the ground. I would have been so pissed. I would have been flipping tables. Because after you wait an hour, you wait in line for a half hour, you wait on the person for another hour just to be told, no, you can't have his autograph. I would have been livid. I would have been raising all kinds of hell. But anyways. Cosplay Expo, since I skipped it. Warning, my wife did not win. She was pissed. Like, we didn't even stay for them. Once she found that she didn't win, we left. She was the Bowser, the steampunk Bowser. So if you're watching, she saw the expo. She was in Bowser. She was in original character category, and someone else won that category. Then someone else in that category, the furry, won best overall. So she was mad. I think she was more mad because she got beat by a furry. But the expo itself, really well ran. It was an organized, nice, big hall, which was awesome. It was comfortable. The chairs were really close together, so if you were sitting next to not someone my size, you had to kind of sit like this or lean forward. I was with a couple of my friends, and we had a blast. We took pictures and videos with my wife's cell phone just to annoy her and post them on Facebook and stuff like that. The 2 guys hosting it was freaking hilarious, and they're awesome, and came up with stuff like that seemed like on the fly, and they worked with the skits and stuff. So that was really good. Whenever they did try to play music and talk, you could not hear the mics. It was very hard to hear the contestants' names. A lot of them have their own cosplay group or their own cosplay name. My wife's did hers. Instead of Rachel, it was Noonvale Cosplay and Crafts. So go check it out on Facebook. I think she's only on Facebook. But yeah, so you couldn't hear any of that stuff, which kind of sucks. But other than that, the expo went really well. The hotel that we stayed at, I kind of skipped over this earlier. The staff was great. Even the security guard was giving people high fives, and stuff like that. And they do like free snacks. They do like popcorn and free drinks from like 3 to 10, so that was kind of cool. So, final verdict, we decided not to go back. Even some of the panels that other people went to, they're like, this was stupid, it was a waste of time. It was either poorly done or they already knew everything. So it was more like an introductory panel, not I guess a fan panel, like a discussion. I did Red vs. Blue. Obviously, I knew ahead of time at Colossal that people who are going to watch this are fans of the series. So I did like a Q&A or like a quiz type of game show, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun. We got people yelling back and forth, and red sucks, blue sucks. I've also did panel. I did a YouTube panel at ANG a couple years ago, and other than the fact that it was like 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, I had like 10 people in the room. But we just discussed. I mean, I'm like, this is what I use. This is all I need to use. I don't need to use anything fancy, and I still have fun doing it. And then we got into, what other people were using and doing and stuff like that. So that was fun. I also co-hosted a panel with my cousin who did a Yu-Gi-Oh panel, and he started doing one of those introductory panels where it was like, this is what Yu-Gi-Oh is. Like, they literally pull their panel straight from a wiki page, and that's no fun. So when he would get on certain types, I would jump in and say, what is everybody's favorite type? And there was maybe 20, 30 people in the room. So, I would try to get the fans involved, which is awesome. Which is what the Dungeons and Dragons for Noobs panel did, and it was freaking awesome. I had so much fun. But, yes, we're not going to go back. It wasn't that it was expensive. We split everything with 6 people. It was nice that they had food court. I ate it just because my dinner time was all thrown off, and I didn't get dinner at the hotel, or through the hotel. But it was really big. So we're going to start going to much smaller cons. When we had our expectations high because we heard such great things about Ohayocon, and we're like, that wasn't anything impressive. Then we even saw people online saying, I've been going for years. I'm going to stop going because it keeps going downhill every year. That's kind of what happened with ANG. I guess it used to be really good and just slowly got worse and worse. Now seems like they're redoing it, completely new staff, new location. It's 20 minutes from our house, and that's if we hit every red light. So I think we're going to start going to that again for a day. I'll probably try to do panels for that. Hopefully. But we're going to go to Comic Expos again. We're going to start traveling more, and I'm going to start doing these more reviews. But it was big, and I think that was our main thing. I really didn't feel like I didn't meet anybody. I didn't even see. I have a friend that went with his girlfriend, and I didn't even see him this weekend or that past weekend. I just kind of hung out in my group, which at other conventions we usually meet people, but this time it didn't. So yeah, we're going to go to smaller cons. Still stay within the Southwest Ohio area, within a 4-hour drive of Cincinnati. We'll make it easy for people to know where I live. Don't stalk me. So, thanks for watching, and adios.